Hello, it's always a delight to come your way with the Facebook Minute from Royalhouse Chapel International, Maryland Mission. My name is Reverend Emmanuel Agormeda. I trust that you had a great and a wonderful week last week. We thank God that a new week has dawned on us, and I'm trusting God that in this week, God will shed His light upon you and will release His favor upon your life. Today, I want to share with you something from the book of 2 Samuel chapter 21. Now, before I even begin to share with you what is in 2 Samuel chapter 21, I always grew up with a thinking and mentality that the actions I took affected only me. I've grown to learn from the Word of God that actions that I take does not only affect me, affects my children, affects my children's children, in fact, affects generations after me. So I've come to a point where I'm now thinking in a generational manner. And what I want to talk about today is thinking generationally instead of you thinking more of an individual from an individual perspective. In 2 Samuel chapter 21, we see that there was famine in Israel. At this time in history, David was king in Israel. Famine had gone on for 3 years, and David inquired of the Lord and asked God, why is it that there is famine in Israel? It could be that the neighboring countries had harvest and everything was okay for them. But in Israel, there was famine. There was no food. People were complaining. There was starvation. And when David prayed to the Lord said, it is because of Saul and his bloodthirstiness. Wow. Saul had died probably about 30, 40 or 50 years when this famine broke in Israel. God told David that Saul had killed the Gibeonites who had a 400-year treaty or covenant with Israel. So David now asked, what do I have to do as the Gibeonites? And they said, well, what we need you to do is to bring us 7 meals from the house of Saul to appease us, and you are going to have bountiful harvest. David went into the house of Saul and brought out 7 people. These 7 people were hanged outside, and it appeased the anger of the Gibeonites. Then harvest began. Lesson is that the actions that we take does not only affect us, but affect people who were not even there when the actions were taken. Saul commits a sin. His grandchildren now grow up not knowing anything about the sin. They now begin to feel the repercussion of the actions of Saul. Maybe you are watching me today and you are listening to me, and you are doing things to hurt people, and you are doing things and people are not happy about it. You go out with somebody's husband, somebody's wife, duping people, and you hide under the cloak of your Christianity and saying that, oh, God understands. Well, you might say so, and God will forgive you if you ask for forgiveness. But watch this, that the things you do can affect your children and affect your children's children, whether negative or positive. Saul's children had to suffer for his sins.